Hey, welcome to the channel. This is Priceless Labs, a new channel I made there. I do have another channel. It's around Game Pass. This one is around my game dev experience. So we'll just, you know, get into a little bit more of the game that I'm working on currently, which is Exospheres. Yeah, it's a action role-playing game where you're going to be able to travel to different exoplanets, different worlds, and experience them the ARPG through that way. And it's meant to be a comfortable, older experience, but with a futuristic flair, I suppose would be the best way to put it. But we'll just turn on screen capture and go from there. Go into the game here, make sure it's being played as maximized. Well, my computer does not like me. This thing is older than a lot of things and not doing too well. So we want to go to login splash. There we go. Okay, yeah, this channel is about my experiences doing game dev, so I figured why not give you a little walkthrough of behind the scenes within the project here in current state that it is in. I'm gonna just go over to OBS here, and we don't need my video capture anymore. There we go. Okay, because we don't want to cover it up. So login splash, just going to be a quick little thematic, logos, etc. coming to a splash screen. Character selection will be here eventually. Host server select and queue for getting into the actual server. Um, just take a second. There we go. Yeah, like I said, my computer's not too well. Okay, so we're actually in the game here, which is cool. So my character here, spinning, has debuff window above them there. That health bar will not be there. It's just something that's part of a prefab I pulled in. But those are debuffs that the character will have on top of them. I gotta center it and do a bunch more work in that regard. So that's why you see that. If it annoys you, it kind of annoys me. I should have maybe turned it off, but it is what it is there. So it's the character. This will not be the character you'll be playing with. You're going to be playing with a more space type character, but it will have weapons very similar to what she's carrying, stuff like that. Similar type movement, animations, and so forth there. So she does have the run. She has an attack. Should she die, which I don't think I can do, I don't think the enemies will be able to even hit me. But she does have a death window and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of just what you're seeing, like with the initial character right there in front of you. Over on the right hand side here is environmental stats. We're currently in our ship, so it says ship in environmental surface traits. It's just kind of a working name, kind of more or less what it is. It has Earth values in there, so it has Earth's gravity, our day length, temperature, surface pressure, things that we typically see here on Earth. The temperature is in Celsius, so 15 degrees Celsius. Because I'm Canadian, I don't know if you saw me have a coffee or not. I'm going to take another sip there, though. Anyways, yeah, it has magnetic field and tidally locked, and magnetic field is actually true. I still haven't actually built it, but there will be a game object in the ship that will generate a magnetic field around the ship, as that is, in my eyes, how we can actually travel through the radiation of space and not be harmed. If we have a radiation, a magnetic field that's being generated around the ship, much like Earth does. Okay, so yeah, we'll go through the windows here. We'll go. I don't know where should I start here. Um, we'll bring up the character stats window. So there is in this little window here supposed to be a camera pointing at my character. It it's pointing around my character. I don't think it actually catches my character in any way. I'm getting a little blurb of something there, but I don't think that's it. Uh, So, anyways, yeah, this is the character stats window. You have all the different slots. So you have amulets, two rings, two earrings, up top here. Head, chest, legs, feet, hands, main hand weapon, and offhand weapon. On the bottom there, it's kind of just placeholder at the moment. Definitely not what it'll look like in the final game I'm quite sure. But as you can see, I have resist down the side here. They are all working. They are all hooked up. They have just different symbols at the moment, but they are different things. So um, I don't remember exactly what some of them are. This one's atmospheric pressure, time dilation, solar radiation, winds, gamma radiation. What is that? Oh, EMP, EMP storms, and maybe that's atmospheric pressure. Oh, there's space and time. So that must be space. That must be time. I don't know. Anyways, those are the resists, and they were actually quite important in the regard that in order to unlock the ability to travel to different worlds that are a lot more harsh, you'll have to have some of those resistance at certain values to be able to actually progress through the different worlds through the game. Essentially, so those will be quite important because the worlds themselves will present as much a challenge as the enemies on the planet will. That's my plan, anyways. It's a lot of work to get there, but anyways, all this stuff works. All these slots, you can put items into all of these slots. They're going to affect stats down here, and so on and so forth. And yeah, typical role playing stats: agility, energy shield, charisma. I did put energy shield in there just because I kind of want it to be a little more like Halo, but also a little bit like Path of Exile. In that regard, having energy shield, I always thought that was a cool addition, so I brought it in. Charisma, strength, stamina, wisdom, run speed. Run speed does work. My character is moving quite quickly once she actually gets up to full speed there. Health, mana, armor, damage, attack speed, attack range, and regeneration. All those stats are all hooked up. They're all working based off of gear that gets slotted into here. Don't need to go that close to the wall. Okay, so that's kind of the stats window, but you can either hit I to open it up, or you can hit the button down here to open it up. And this is inventory. The inventory does work. Items can stack and all that fun stuff. Um, as you can see on this right hand side, a little bit hidden. There's different gold values. So you have gold, you have platinum, and you have, oh man, what do they call it? It's a blue metal on the periodic table. I'm looking at my periodic table here. I don't remember. I don't think it's rhodium. It's a blue metal, anyways. But yeah, it's a currency. Anyways, the reason I'm saying that is it'll become important when we go and check out our stash. But we do have items, and I can spawn them in, so we'll throw them in there. And yeah, so this is just an amulet. But yeah, I can't put it in any other slots because, you know, it's not an amulet. But when I do put it into the amulet, it's going to do that, and you can see that my health changed and the regeneration rate is allowing it to go up along with my mana. I just have a simple stat put on that just so I can see that it's responding. Um, these gloves have a whole lot more. It's going to affect every single thing, all of my resistances, all of my everything. I did that just again for testing, make sure that it's working, and that the stats that are being put on here are affecting. You know, like run speed's going to go a little faster, and what have you, stuff that's like that. So gloves and yeah, everything just it gets put into the right slot. Let's spawn a few more items here. So the shield here, it does go in here. Some of the missing functionality that I still need to add to it is control click. Control click currently is a little bit broken in the fact that it just picks up the item. It doesn't actually equip it to the character. I don't know. I'm not sure why. I have to investigate that a little bit further. But this one here, the other one is just bringing over the item and dropping on your character, which is not being shown by the thing there. There's something wrong there. Um, yeah, to drop it on here and it would automatically come over and equip it to where it needs to. It doesn't, but it would equip it over there. So yeah, essentially I'm missing a little bit of functionality with that, but that's the character stat screen. And we're gonna go over here. We're gonna show you the so you just come over here and interact with it. Currently set as E. In here you have your stash just set up into a bunch of different tabs at the moment. Very simply just grayed out the ones that you're not using and highlight the ones that you are using. All this stuff does work. I can put, an amulet in the tab 2. We'll put an amulet down here in 3. 4, we'll go right down at the bottom. And we'll spawn a couple more items in here. Another amulet. Put that in tab 1. So it is saving the data in the background and putting them in the appropriate places. So it is kind of more or less saving your gear when it gets put in there at the moment. I don't have actual save data being done, but as the game's running, it's going to persist within there. There is actually something else I need to show you. So you can kind of see it back here. Some of the gold and stuff I was talking about. If you notice it's over here. So in your stash, you can actually deposit and withdraw. So I have 30 gold over there. Let's put 30 gold in. And boom, so it takes it out of the thing and puts it into here, so you can actually store your different metals, your different currencies within your stash, along with items, including items that might be currency, quest items, all of that sort. And yeah, like I said, it's saved here. And I'm gonna actually just wrong button. I need to get some better bindings for some of these keys. So this is a mirror, yes, but it is also my portal, so I can transport outside. I just wanted to show you that you do have working transport, so you can have a portal. Eventually, what I'd like it to be is an animation of them throwing like a Wile E. Coyote type circle on the ground, and then walk over to it. And when they walk over to it, they're gonna fall through it, and they're gonna fall into the ship's interior. Is what I would eventually like it to be. But right now, it is just a default mirror. So yeah, and the reason I came out here is to show you that even though I went out and I was in the world and stuff, all these tabs have the same items where they were. So it's all persisting throughout there. So the inventory is all working pretty good. The bank is working with that. Some of the equipping on the character needs a little bit of work. So yeah, that's kind of the inventory, kind of what I have here with the mirror, which you can see. The other thing you can see here is the ship. So I'll give you a little tour. I do have it like in a basic layout. It's one of my sketches I kind of quickly put together with prefabs or as close as I could. But essentially, this is your ship. These little stalls here will be vendors eventually. So you have like armor, weapons, consumables, auction house and stuff. There's another 3 on this side over here. So yeah, you have like auction house, gambling, and so on and so forth over here. And this area down here will make my character walk over there. This area over here is going to be crafting area. You're going to be crafting throughout here. And yeah, I have a really great idea for crafting. Nobody's ever thought of it before. I just haven't implemented any of it because I'm currently occupied with other things. So that's something you'll have to wait for and look forward to in the future. If you do want to look forward to that in the future, do hit the subscribe button there. So yeah, I kind of probably need to get a field of view button or view or something on my scroll wheel so that I can scroll back a little bit. That's definitely something I want. So that'll have to be something that we'll put inside options. So that was inventory. You've seen that. Over here's quests. Just the window. It also runs on the thing there. Then you got your character stat window options, which I haven't really set up, but I do have it opening in a window. So this is just kind of your hotbar here. And you have health, mana. Health is that correct? Yeah, 2,000, so it's about 100 low. So that is actually responding to the right amount of health. But you have health, and then you have mana, and then energy shield as running over top of both of them. Those do respond to actual values that your character has. As you can see, my health wasn't quite full, so that isn't quite full. It's not filling up exactly the way I wanted, or even looks the way I wanted. I'm gonna have to really revise how that's done until I find something that I really like. But underneath there, experience bar, that actually works. So that'll take me to the next point. Is I have the concept of items, inventory, all that stuff. I also do have experience happening there, so I can actually spawn in some enemies, and I can attack them either melee or I do have spells. Um, so yeah, I just basically bring them in, kill them. If you notice, the experience works. I'm giving them currently 10 experience per kill. So I just keep bringing them in. It's gonna keep going up. I think my character's like level 4 or something, so it starts small and then moves up. But you're getting items. The enemies are coming in. They do have like a base default attack at the moment, just so that I was able to test and make sure that my character can fully die and stuff like that on there. So along with that basic attack, I actually have to show you a little bit more. So in here, we have the different skills: the one hand slash, one hand piercing, one hand blunt, two hand, and so on and so forth. Those are weapon skills, which is something I'd like to have because as a role playing game and to make it feel old school, that's something that I feel it needs to be included. So your weapon proficiencies will help your character do the different things. So currently, it's unarmed is what I will get, even though my character does show that she has weapons. There is no weapon equipped, so it would be unarmed that would go up. And it's just a small chance when you're hitting that goes up. I don't remember what I coded it to be. I something about the player's level based off of I don't know. I can't remember exactly how I did it. But anyways, the experience is working, and going into the so yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Let's see if we can't get a weapon to spawn in there. Of course, it's all covered up. If we can get a main hand weapon. If not, I can guess I can just show you unarmed. So, whoa, we don't need to see that wall. Let's get rid of those two windows. So let's just bring in a whole bunch of enemies, see if they can actually hit me first off. I don't think they can. I believe my armor value is just so high, they can only hit for like 10 or 20, and it's just being negated. But we can kill these guys. It's definitely needs a lot of rework, and of course they're not letting me pick up the items. Cause yeah, like you kind of gotta get it just right at the right spot. Like I can't even seem to attack that one because it's like being blocked by something. Oh, there we go. Um. Anyways, and if that did that make my so my unarmed was at 0, now it's at 1. Um, and if I have a main hand weapon, whether it's one hand slash or whatever, these will increase your value and stuff. Some YouTube video. So these will increase your value. Uh, so that's the weapon proficiencies. I guess the other thing would be go into would be spells. What do I have that as? There it is. C. I don't know why I have C as spells. Spells is just this window down here on the bottom. I guess I want your guys' opinion. Well, what do you like more? Do you like the ones on the right or left? And then if you do like right or left, what colors do you prefer? I kind of want to make it look like a holographic, kind of like neon colors. So I'm looking at the different neon colors that I can make. And I'm just curious as to what you like. Do leave a comment if you wanted to there. Even if you want to comment how crazy I am to try and do something so complex as far as a game just all by myself. Whatever you want to comment, go ahead. I'm here to comment back. So spells, yeah, they are kind of implemented, but they're only half implemented at the moment. These I can pick up and I can put them on the bar, but that's as far as moving them around, there is data with them, but I don't have it set up to uh, call those spells just yet. I still have some more functionality that needs to happen there. But that said, I do. Let's go over here. I do have spells put in, so let's just bring a few of them in. So when the spells hit, they kind of like explode, so they react a little bit. And yeah, damaging the enemy's health here. Obviously, you can see them going down. Just a couple of them dying and stuff. So yeah, the spells do work. They do affect the enemy's stats. You can kill them. I think there's still one in there. Yeah, he's hiding. So again, another YouTube video. Boy, everybody's trying to do the YouTube videos. Anyway, so that's all good there. As far as spells, so I do have spells implemented, and almost completed that little loop as far as being able to cast them on the bar and putting values on those bars. It's just something I haven't done yet. So that's spells, that's the hot bar, that's all the bottom. So that kind of deals with the bottom there. As far as wanting to go to a world that isn't just like a flat plane in a different scene, is something I want to do. And this is an area I've been working on for probably a month now. This next window I'm going to bring up here. This is something I'm very proud of. Maybe not so much this bottom part at the moment, but when you go over here and click observe star, this is going to all change. It's going to generate names, values, everything, and it's going to actually generate the solar system. So boom, there we go. So it's Samuel class K, 3/4 ish of our size of our Earth, and density and so on and so forth. All the different values associated with that particular type of star. All the stuff calculated. Maybe it's a little bit too much for people, but I can always remove those and just have those values in the background. But I'm also generating the planets of the solar system there, so they each have their respective image, and where they would go about falling within the zones, different names with them, and when I actually click on those, because they're yellowing out, there is I did put an on click function on there, so we can generate stats, but that's actually done kind of like behind the scenes with my debug logs at the moment. So I can click on that, but it's really not going to do much of anything. You can actually see some of it here on the bottom. It says planet orbit 5, 10 AU. So that would be this one right here. Mini Neptune, planet number 5 is in the cold zone. It's terrestrial planet. Its mass is 190 and its size is 6.8. So I already do have some stats being associated with whichever one I click on in the background. There's a little bit of problem with clearing lists at the moment, but that's something I can always just look into and figure out, because that's all coding is. But yeah, you can sit here, observe, go class G, and it's generating them. It's so typically 3 and 2, 3, 4 in a class G are chances of getting a Earth. I'm looking for a habitable. There we go. So we have an actual terrestrial planet here on this class M, Liam. A little bit less than the size of our sun. A lot less luminosity, like fractions. So this thing's got to be like orbiting like right around the base of it. So we'll go to 0.7 AU, so a little bit further than our Mercury would be from our planet. But yeah, they're still generating it. What I plan on doing is when you click on this, other than the debug.log, is all these values are going to be populated, including crust values and atmospheric values. Crust values will not be present if it's gas giant, but will be present if it's terrestrial or has rocky grounds or whatever. And atmosphere will be present or not present, whether or not it has an atmosphere. Then the actual values of the planet, regardless of whether it has any of what I just mentioned there, are going to be put on this left hand side here. Also, just a quick little picture for it and a grade of general overall grade, so you know whether or not you can actually achieve going there and tackle it. And I might have to incorporate resistances and stuff in some regard there, but that's that. So basically top down. I'm gonna pull a chart over here. So let's just kill the game for a second there. So yeah, this right here is the different planet types and kind of a description of what they are. I've been working off of data that I have in the background, so I have lots of other ones here. I got this one too. It's just different things of range of values for the different types of stars and go on through there and where the habitable zones are, and even down here at the last couple columns is specifically what my game is generating to see as to how close it is to the actual fields of values and stuff that are being generated. But I'm working off of a lot of different charts in the background there. So we are going to actually go play it as focused here. And we want to go to player variables, bring the armor way down, give them like 5 armor. And we want our health. Current health is what it's called. There we go. When we want our current health, we'll drop it down to like 10. So this is part of what I'm doing here is I don't know if you understand what any of this is. This is part of my scriptable object architecture, so that I can modularize what I'm doing. So if I have a problem with specifically my player health or something, I can take my player health and put that into a whole new scene and just play with my player's health and understand what's going on and what's happening with that. I don't have to bring anything else in with it, so it's extremely helpful in that regard. So these are just variables that I can reference from any particular script that can just be used. The scripts aren't running together; they're not tied together. So that's what that is, and I can just come in here, change these values, save these values to JSON, and all that good stuff at a later date there. But let's go back and we'll. Oh, scenes is the one I want. So we're gonna load ship. Oh yeah, my essential scene as well. So essential scene is basically UI windows and all that stuff that kind of needs to be dragged around with you. And the main ship scene is currently what's going to be loaded. But yeah, I'm just doing this so I can better show you some of the ability to die and be revived back is here. What I'm going to start with here. So it's going to be smaller window, but the enemies should attack me, should hurt me, and should kill me, honestly. So let's see what this guy does here. And see that is he actually attacking? Do I comment out that code? Or did I make the armor value too high? Maybe it's just not. Maybe if I get a bunch of them. I just want to have him show them kill me, but I don't think they're actually hitting me. It's oh yeah, I'm getting down. So my health is dropping. They are hitting me. It just for whatever reason loaded my old values, not my new values. Oh, maybe because I put the values in while I was playing. I'm not sure why that happened. But anyways, so my health is going down there. When I get down to 0, I will die. Just another like kind of hidden part of it. So I do have the ability to die and come back and revive myself, and so on and so forth there. So my health pool, you can see it, the UI is responding and everything. It's getting low. I don't have any screen flash or any of that stuff, but that's, well, it would take me all of about 4 minutes to put into the game. Nothing to do that, but there you go. So my character died. And I can revive, come back up, and I got my full health back and stuff like that. So they're gonna keep bashing me back down. So um, that does work. But what I want to do is show you. So this I actually do want to have like as a ship interface, like one that you can click on with your mouse or whatever, but is actually like part of the wall of the ship or like an interface kind of thing of the ship. So yeah. Anyways, we'll come in here and we'll do observe and pull up the logs. So I do have some of these logs. I have a lot of logs currently running, but it kind of says what zone they are in, and I can just observe until I hit a Goldilocks zone. There we go. So planet zero, the very first one is Coreless Planet. This is Goldilocks. But anyways, I can click on that, and it's gonna just spit out values, and these values, none of them actually can be hooked up into here and actually give me these values yet, but with planet's mass and planet size, I can calculate density, which will give me gravity. So I'm like a little section of code away from being able to put gravity in there. Day length will be dependent on its orbit. Sorry, its rotation, which is something that I'll have to either give random values to, or if I can calculate them, I will. And so on and so forth. Temperature, I could probably put in there with just like a couple minutes of code as well. Winds, magnetic field, a true false statement, and so on and so forth. So some of this will be. I'm at a point where I can start putting these values in, and then I can look at better. What kind of class star is it? What are these some of these other values, and then use these values to assume what kind of composition the crust would be, and then assume what kind of composition the atmosphere would be in. Is what I have planned for that, and the overlying statement of doing all of this is so that the worlds have diversity when they come when I make them. Because I have some serious stats. I'll know everything about the entire solar system, which I can use those values to input into making the worlds. Not only procedurally generating the maps and the worlds themselves, but precipitable generation. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But the actual values change the appearance of the game object itself, and I can have the values that are being generated right here in this that button click that are affecting what's going to be the flora and fauna that's going to be put on the planet. So I am working on building the solar system to work towards working on my environment, which is a big, 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 big part of the game. But the more realistic I can make this, the more realistic and varied each one of the worlds will be, which is really kind of cool. Something I look forward to doing there. So I did die. We'll revive. Kick these buys, but oh, missing reference variable list of game option doesn't exist anymore. Okay, well, that's my first error. Oh, it's some of the loot I got or something doesn't exist anymore. Okay, anyways, it's not the end of the world. I have it pause whenever I get an error, just so that it kind of can alert me to kind of what I was doing and see. Yeah, so it's something along the lines of probably I'm full. There's something wrong though. I'm not sure. Maybe I just broke something. That wouldn't surprise me. Anyways, so there's a little look inside exospheres. Purely a working name. I definitely would like to call it something better. That's just I don't think that's even a word, honestly. So I don't think it'll work. I have been leaning towards Hollow Moon, which kind of plays into my storyline a little bit there. Which is something, if you've seen me on Reddit, I do have a thread over there. You can follow me on Reddit. Same place I'll be posting this video there too. I do posts and stuff all the time. I threw a little bit of my story on there last night. So if you wanted to read a little bit more about the story and some of the first couple of cinematics that I have planned. You can go over there, take a look at that. I'll throw the link to my Reddit in the description of the video here for you guys. I do want to thank you for joining me. It's been 35 minutes of me just yabbering on. I can't believe that it was 35 minutes. That's pretty wild. I do want to thank you. Do hit the like, subscribe button. I do plan on making more videos around this. Definitely around my generation of the planets and making of the worlds. It's gonna complex system that even I don't know the outcome of yet. You work towards the outcome, you don't know actually what it's gonna be. So, hit the like, subscribe button to come and join me when I do find out what the actual worlds are gonna be generated off those values that I have. So, thanks. Peace.